Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's been a minute, been busy doing some things that took my time away from all of you wonderful people who stop in just to check me out from time to time. So listen, this is Women's Month, and yesterday, March 7th, was Women's International Day. So all the month of March is all about women and just women in general, all nationalities, all ethnicities. But I am going to focus on Black women today because I'm a Black woman. So listen, we normally talk about relationships, women in relationships, women forging challenging relationships, women looking for relationships, women mad about not finding relationships, just relationships in general. But today, let's talk about something wonderfully positive. Let's talk about women. Women are Women are the foundation of many things. Many people may not want to accept that, but women are. Women have done so many wonderful things for this community we call a world. Black women have done monumentous things, but we're never, ever really highlighted. The spotlight is rarely put on the accomplishments of Black women. And when I tell you, some of the accomplishments are so phenomenal that without them, certain things wouldn't exist. 3D, for instance, a Black woman. Caller ID, for instance, a Black woman. So imagine you wouldn't be able to leave one person on hold while speaking to another person and then going back to that person if it were not for a Black woman. You would not be able to see movies and whatnot in 3D, giving you a totally different experience if it were not for a Black woman. So many of these things you may know, but some you may not know. And I'm going to hopefully tell you about some that you don't know. But today or the next few minutes or so are all about sharing this with your children. Because as you can see today, we are being washed out of history as a people altogether, not just women, but we are as a people being removed from history. And you know what? No one can do that. No one can remove us from history. So we have to continue to share all of these wonderful things, with our children, with our young adults, with anyone that doesn't take the time to learn about their own history. Because we want our children, especially our girls and our young boys, we want them to be, we want them to know and feel empowered that they can do anything that they want to. You know why? Because a woman was able to do it, so you can do it. And not because a woman did it, but just because it can be done. And by chance, a woman did it. Your mother did it. Your auntie did it. Your grandmother did it. Your godmother did it. Your sister did it. Your niece did it. Women are phenomenal. Women are phenomenal. Women hold down the fort. Yes, they do. When the men are at war, the women are holding down the fort. When the men are at work, in many cases, the women are holding down the fort. And you know what? Without the fort being there when they return, they'd have nothing. So I'm just saying all of that to say, make sure that we don't let anyone wash us from history. We are history. Yeah, yeah, we are history. We built this country. We are history. Yes, there are others that took part. I mean, as a people, we built this country. There are other ethnicities that took part in some aspects of building the country. I'm not going to go into those because that's not what this is about. This is about women and Black women in particular. So let's look at some of the things that Black women in particular have done. And sorry, I didn't memorize these because there's just so much to memorize. But let's take a look. Give me 1 second here. and get my iPad set up again. I was ready a few minutes ago. So listen, a woman named Marie Van Brittan Brown, in 1966, she invented an audio-visual home security system. That same year, she applied for a patent for the security system. It was granted years later in 1969. Home security system. A woman created it. Everyone else just expanded upon it. But a Black woman created the home security system in 1966, and she received a patent for it in 1969. And her name is, excuse me, Marie Van Brittan Brown. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Sarah Boone, she received a patent for her improvements to the ironing board. Something so simple but very useful. An ironing board. Boone's ironing board was designed to improve the quality of the ironing the sleeves and bodies of women's garments. Now, a man wouldn't think about that. Excuse me. A man wouldn't think about that, but a woman would, because we know the construction of women's garments and that it can be difficult to iron them if you don't have the right apparatus for doing that. And Sarah Boone made sure that we did. So now we have Lydia Newman. Lydia Newman was a hairdresser and inventor who was also an activist for women's suffragettes. She held a patent for a novel, get this, hairbrush. I mean, a hairbrush. Someone had to literally think about, what can I do to lay my hair flat that's not going to cause any issues with my scalp or whatever? Lydia thought about that. Lydia thought about that. So Lydia created a hairbrush. And then we have Mary Kenner. She had the unique opportunity to walk the halls of the United States Patent and Trademark Offices. I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me. That information is not fully shown, so we're going to skip that. Excuse me. Yes, you're right. I should be better prepared, but I'm not. So deal with me. Um, but anyway, so let's go on. Let's just continue. Mary Beatrice Davison Kenner. Her sanitary belt was a predecessor to the menstrual pad. After dropping out at Howard due to financial pressures, she thought about other things that she could do. And she created, and and today in the 21st century, this is like so irrelevant, but it was not irrelevant when Mary thought about it, because women needed this. When they were on their menstrual cycles, they needed something to hold the pad between their legs. So she created a belt to hold the pad between their legs. Guys, I know you don't want to hear this, but anyway, you all have mothers, daughters, sisters, and whatever, nieces, and so forth. Anyway, she created that. Simple things, but so useful in making people millions and millions and millions of dollars today. Other people, of course, millions and millions of dollars. Amazing. I tell you, so many amazing women. And let's talk about a few more. Might as well, right? We're here. Um, let's see. Okay. Listen to this one. Dr. Patricia Bath was an ophthalmologist, an ophthalmologist who invented a cutting edge device for cataract surgery. So, my site is for the mature woman. So, the mature woman might eventually face cataract surgery. And Dr. Patricia Bath was on the cutting edge. She created a technique that posthumous led to her posthumous induction to the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 2021. She and engineer Marion Crook became the first two Black women to be inducted into the organization. The doctor was also the first Black female physician to receive a medical patent, the first Black woman to complete a residency at ophthalmology at New York University, and the first woman to chair an ophthalmology residency program in the United States. This woman was on the cutting edge. She invented a device for cataract surgery. And you know what? I am sure that that device in its original state is not being used today, but it was the foundation. It was the foundation for what is being used today. And you know what? It's making a lot of people a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money, but not her. I don't want to say that, but I would say a considerable amount of people are making money off of that invention. Listen to this. Valerie Thomas was behind the illusion transmitter, which NASA later used in its satellite technology. Thomas was one of only two women in her class at Morgan State University to major in physics. She eventually landed a position in a mathematical analyst at NASA, where she managed the development of image processing systems for the Landsat satellite. After seeing a light illusion at an exhibit in 1976, Thomas was inspired to create the illusion transmitter, which uses concave mirrors to produce optical illusion images. She received a patent for her invention in 1980. The trailblazing scientist's technology led to the development of 3D imaging. She is the creator of 3D imaging, okay? That's Valerie Thomas. So there are so many useful things that we couldn't do without today that Black women are responsible for creating. So don't sell us short. And you know what? Black women are still creating things today. I need for everyone to go out there and look in the 21st century, the 20th century, the 19th century. Check it out and see what Black women have created. What kinds of things that they've created that we wouldn't survive without today in some cases. The cataract invention, the device for cataract surgery. People probably had cataracts for years and their just vision got blurry and that was it. But Dr. Patrice Bath created a device to help with that. Cut away those cataracts and you can almost have 20/20 vision again as sometimes. So it's just amazing. It's amazing all of the things that, Black women, and those are just a few, we could go on and we can go on and on and on. But I want you to take the time to go out there and look. Creations, inventions by Black women in the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st century. And then share that with your family members. Share it with your coworkers. Because I'll tell you right now, the average Caucasian person has no idea that Black women invented, created, developed any of these things. The average white person doesn't. They don't know. So why not tell them? And many of them will be skeptical, of course. But then what you do is you show them the receipts. Show them the receipts. That's all you got to do because receipts are everything. People tend to think that only one race of people created everything and like they're the creme de la creme, whatever, whatever. Everybody's the creme de la creme as far as I'm concerned because um, we all have something to give. We all have something that we can do and we can create, we can develop. And you know what? I'll tell you right now, you can create and develop anything you want. Put your mind to it. Just think about it. I walk around sometimes and I just look at things and I think, what can I do with that to make it do something different? And I did. I created a cake slicer. And I never did anything with it because I said, oh, maybe it's too simple or, it's never going to go anywhere. But come on, she created a brush, a hairbrush. Seriously? And I have not seen anything like this cake cutter that I literally created and I sketched it out and everything. And I've not seen anything like it to date. So maybe I might pursue it. Might be something. Maybe 50 years from now, someone might be sitting in a chair saying something like that about me. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? Anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you since we are in National Women's Month, and celebrate the women in your life, celebrate them, let them know that they are loved, that they are cherished, that the knowledge that they possess and bring to the family is immeasurable. It's immeasurable. Let them know that you love them dearly. And ladies, if you're still looking for that, Mr. I don't want to say Mr. Wonderful, but you're still looking for that person, that companion. Take a few minutes, step outside of that little box and just celebrate yourself. I celebrate myself all the time. And you know what? I feel good many a day because I celebrate myself. So I need for you to step outside of that little square, that little capsule, that little safe place and celebrate yourself because there is nothing like feeling good, just feeling good, just feeling good. So I need for you all to celebrate yourself and enjoy the rest of Women's